Hi, my name is Shayna Conde, and welcome to Accessibility Check-In, a conversation about accessibility meets travel. And today I would like to talk more about what accessibility can look like at every major phase of a trip. And I wrote about it for Business Insider. So here's the article. If you would like to read this article, it is titled Accessible Tech is Making Travel More Inclusive and Setting Better Standards for the Hospitality Industry. It is at Business Insider. Google it, it'll come right up. Also, I'll be putting the link in the bio below, so it's there too. So this is going to be a very high level conversation because I try to do more of a deep dive in the article, but just so that way, for the people who aren't going to read it, here's an idea of what I was talking about and the people that I interviewed for this piece. So you think about going on a trip, right? Sometimes you could think about all the little things, but a lot of people just think, oh, I go from point A to point B. For a lot of people, sometimes it could be that simple, but for just as many people, there are complications along the way. Complications that should not be complicated because accessibility is for everybody. So we start off with the airport. Getting to the airport. What kind of transportation do you have to get to the airport, to leave your house? And then once you get to the airport, what happens there? Depending on what kind of accessible amenities you need or what kind of disability or chronic illness you have, the airport can be a very scary place for a lot of travelers. There are people that have lost tens of thousands of dollars worth of their own accessible materials. Wheelchairs are damaged consistently at airports. Crutches are damaged consistently through going through TSA. Things like that happen all the time. So even at the very beginning stages, travel can be a very scary, anxiety-inducing experience for people who are not able-bodied. So then you move from the airport and then you say, okay, I made it from the airport and now I am and I need to get to my hotel. Not all hotels are ADA approved. Well, the ADA specifically for America, but not all hotels have accessible amenities for the people that want to travel there. Some places are partially accessible. There we go. Other places say that they are, but then you don't have ramps, you don't have stairs. It's particularly dark to get through different spaces. Even that can vary from hotel to hotel. And so there are different organizations that are working to try and make hotels more accessible in specific destinations, but also for like entire cities or states as a whole, which I will dive into in a second. So yeah, then you get to your hotel. Let's say that you get to the hotel, you find a way to settle in, you're doing okay, but you don't want to spend your entire time at a hotel when you're going on vacation or when you're going on a trip. So finding an accessible destination is one of the goals. But most places don't, they might have particular areas that are accessible. They might have particular shops or restaurants or things in town that are accessible. But for a destination, to make anybody feel like they would want to travel there and feel safe and feel seen and feel whole traveling there, not a lot of places are doing that. I did find somewhere that was, and I will talk about that place later because it was a surprise to me. But yeah, so then there's the destination aspect. And then you start to get a little bit more specific after that. So then let's say, okay, you find a destination that has enough accessible amenities, which includes buses that you're able to get on, streets that are well paved, so that way you're not worried about where you're stepping or things that you can't see, that kind of stuff. Let's say that the destination itself is doing okay. Now, where do you go? Where do you go once you're in the destination? And not just like, places that are, because I find that a lot of places when it comes to accessibility, a lot of places take accessibility and they try and make things more boring, less fun. When you fully step into accessibility and you take it as one of the pillars of whatever organization you're working on, it opens up the mind of the creatives that you are working with to experience different sensations, different experience. It opens up a world of possibilities for how you can engage your audience, regardless of if they're fully able-bodied, if they have any range of chronic illness or disability. It just opens up so many possibilities. And now we're gonna get into the details of that. So first, what does a fully accessible destination look like? So while I have not found a fully accessible destination, there is a company called Carol, which I am butchering the pronunciation of, but it looks like this, right up here. So this company is working on making Quebec, the entire state, the entire region of Quebec, accessible. Fully accessible. That is their goal. And I got to talk to one of the not the founders, but one of the leaders of this organization about what that looks like and the steps that they are doing to make this entire state so accessible for all of the people that would love to travel and experience this region's culture. That means that this company on their website has, so they also have a subsect on their website that's called Quebec for All. And on there, they have lists of itineraries, fully accessible itineraries for family vacations, for nature trips, for foodies, for whatever kind of itinerary you want. They have it on there with fully accessible hotel options, eateries, adventure parks, the works, right? And they also do trainings for people that want to get into accessibility at a more personal level. And they help to certify different organizations throughout Quebec so that way they can advertise themselves as being fully, partially, or not accessible. But if you are fully or partially, that automatically opens up a stream of revenue for travelers who want to come in from around the world, which is insane that people don't want to step more into within the hospitality industry, because most people who are disabled who travel with at least one other person. The revenue that people are just throwing out the window is insane. But also featured in this article, so remember how I was talking about how once you get to a destination, you're going to want to do stuff. I did not know that the Lincoln Center in New York City has some of the coolest accessible, I don't even know what to call, outside of experiences. They have some of the coolest accessible adventures going on. Like, they work with DJs to create, so let's say that you're deaf or you're hard of hearing, so but you want to experience a concert. Something that they do is they take, do I have a filter on? Sorry about that. I guess I have it. Do I still have? No, that was odd. Okay, we're back. So anyway, concerts. So they have these sensation vests, and I wrote about this in the article, but these are vests that they put onto somebody's body who can't necessarily hear the music or have the full musical experience, but they coordinate the sensations of this vest through the body, so that way you can feel what the music sounds like. So if the bass is building, you might feel that at the base of your back as a low rumble climbing up your spine. If there's a gentle piano moment that's happening, it might feel like a little wisp up your arm. I'm like, this is fascinating. And it's not just available to the people that are hard of hearing. Obviously, they get it, the option first. But if you are able-bodied, or if you're just somebody who wants to experience this, that option is open to you too. Why? Because accessibility is for all people. And that's what I'm trying to get across with the work that I'm doing. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, things that you want me to talk about or bring up as I'm traveling the world, visiting all of these hotels and showcasing their accessible amenities, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And nope, I think that's it. Okay, bye.